Good evening or good morning, breezes. How you all doing today? Hello, hi everyone. All right, we are breezing it today with Saki's Retro Den. Okay, yeah, today we're definitely gonna cover some topic that I wanted to discuss for quite a while, but I really didn't had the chance to make a proper discussion. So we're gonna talk it in today's episode of Sakura to Journey. First of all, how's everyone doing? Hi, Moon Pedal. Hi. Thank you for the daily coffee and enjoy it. How are you doing, Moon? Are you breezing it? How are you? How are you today? Are you having a breezing evening? A breezing morning? I hope everyone is having a breezing weekend today. Cause yeah, today's Sunday. It's Sunday today. So I'm sure all of you have been having a breezing weekend, I hope. And then I'm doing very well. That's good. I'm glad. I'm so glad, honestly. Alright. So, for those who don't know yet, Sakura Den, it's like a show, not like, kind of like a podcast, kinda. Like, let's just say my personal just chatting hangout. So you guys can treat it like a podcast, like a like a talk show, whatever you like. We're just here and breezing it. Sometimes we might cover some hot topics, talking about mostly talking about retro gaming or gaming in general. I'm working. No, have a good day at work, Maku. Have a blazing day at work. So yeah, today's hot topic is gonna be regarding Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! The state of Yu-Gi-Oh! The state of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! How Yu-Gi-Oh! Changed for over the years, but we'll get to it soon. Just for now, I wanna see how you guys are doing, just catching up with all of you to see if everyone is doing fine and everything. So, but yeah, it's the weekend, so it's supposed to be a bit relaxing. So I really hope y'all having a relaxing and breezing weekend. Oof. I just woke up like an hour ago. Woke up. So and pretty much I've just been getting ready for today's episode. Which I made some bullet points, by the way. I did make some bullet points regarding the topic, so I will not get lost. Don't worry. I'm not gonna just talk about random shit. I actually did made some bullet points, so we won't get lost because there's a lot to talk about regarding this. Cause I really believe it's important for me at least, and I'm sure for other old school Yu-Gi-Oh players. Like, new Yu-Gi-Oh players will surely have a great time anyway. New Yu-Gi-Oh players will be fine with this. Like, they don't complain. They're not complaining, that's for sure. Otherwise, they will. I mean, maybe they complain, but they still play the game. They still play the game regardless. Regardless, they complain. Even if they complain, they're still out there playing the game. So. But we'll definitely cover a bit of stuff. So just right now we're gonna wait and see how everyone's doing and everything. So I don't know. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync recently, which is I'm honestly having a lot of fun with it. Like some people will say, Ubislop. Yeah, recently we've been dealing with Ubislop quite a bit. During the last stream with Donald Duck going quarters, my god, that was that was really something. That stream was something. But in the end, we managed to finish Donald Duck going quarters, and also obtain every achievement or retro achievements, which I really enjoyed it playing that game again. We did encounter some Ubislop moment. Because I would like to remind you guys, the game was made by Ubisoft. So, by by a Chinese, but it, no, but but the Hong Kong branch. Sorry, not by Chinese branch. I think it was made by the Hong Kong branch, but one of the Hong Kong branch of Ubisoft, because the Donald Duck Going Quackers version was made. Also, they also made Rayman 2 for the PS1, which is basically the same. They're both very similar games, and so yeah, they did work on that. They work on those two PS1 games, Rayman 2 for the PS2, for the PS1, sorry, and Donald Duck Going Quackers also for the PS1. So I mean, they're both alright as PS1 games. I mean, they were both part of my childhood, so I'm very biased, but I know in the end, those two games are not exactly like the best, you know, like like well designed and etc. But okay, let's go back to the Yu-Gi-Oh topic. So, I'm gonna cover like a few stuff regarding this Yu-Gi-Oh topic. I'm just gonna tell you guys what are the bullet points. Just okay. So the first is going to be, why is Yu-Gi-Oh so hard nowadays? That's like the very first bullet points. Why Yu-Gi-Oh is so hard? Well, there is honestly like a lot of reason, to be honest, why Yu-Gi-Oh is considered hard nowadays. Mostly because like the rules have changed. A lot of players, a lot of veteran players, like old school players like me, they quit the game because they found the game to be changing way too much over the years, like, but not making some minor change, just like changing completely, like by a lot. Like the changes were definitely massive, you know, like bringing new archetype, bringing new monsters, new monsters types, new monsters types, or changing the rules. For example, I'm pretty sure like the biggest rule change started when they added the pendulum. When they added the pendulum, the rules did change quite a bit. Like when the synchro monsters were added. I mean, yeah, okay, new monster style, but I don't think much rules have changed back then when the synchro monsters were added. And then what else? Then the X's monsters also were added. Again, not much of a change of rules, just new type of monsters. And then when the pendulum started to be added, then in that case, the rules did change a bit. Like, for example, the pendulum monsters, you could also use them as magic cards, spell cards, and they had their own zone, literally, until they changed it later on. Later on, they have changed this, and they went back to. Hi KS, welcome. Thank you for the immediate coffee. How you doing? What's breezing? Are you having a breezing weekend? A breezing morning? So before when the pendulums were added, there were five zones for spell and trap cards, and then two pendulum zones, and now they changed that to five magic and trap zones. So the pendulums don't have anymore their own area to be placed, you know. But that still made things a little bit complicated, because a lot of people really didn't like pendulum. The fact that a monsters can also function as a magic card, a lot of people found that very confusing, you know. Then the pendulums have those kind of scale numbers, which also confuse a lot of people. I'm doing alright. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know that you're doing alright. That's good. You're having a breezing weekend, a breezing evening, breezing morning. So we're talking about the state of Yu-Gi-Oh today, because it's a topic that I just wanted to discuss with you guys on today's Saki's Retro Den, because I believe it's something we should I've talked about it eventually. And I feel like today it's probably the best. I don't mind Yu-Gi-Oh. That's good. That's good. Oh, that's good. You don't mind Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, I also hope other people don't mind talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, by now people should know that I'm a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm very passionate about Yu-Gi-Oh. So people should know that by now. So they should expect that I talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, and I enjoy the game. I don't enjoy the game how it is nowadays, but I really enjoyed the game when it was before. That's for sure, and that's why after I'm talking about this, like how the game has changed so much over the years, etc. But like, but also new meta decks are what made the game like literally extremely hard to get into. Like they had a lot of new combos, like more decks that will basically require you to OTK, which is one turn kill. More one turn kills decks were introduced, and also with the time, a lot of decks that basically made the opponents very annoyed. You know how those decks made the opponent annoyed. Basically, decks that will require you like at least 2 minutes to end your turn. So that's one of that was probably, I think that was probably the last straw when when certain decks were introduced that will take so fucking long to make a combo, make a move. It was insane. It was literally insane, guys. All of that crap. Like, really. That's something that not many people wanted to deal with, to be fair. Like, oh, hi Huran, how are you doing? What's breezing, Huran? Well, thank you for the seven streams straight. Congrats, Huran, for 7 days of streak of watching the Samurai Kitsune. Awesome, let's breeze it with a 7-day streaks. You just need to add a 6 now, but before the 7, of course. So we can do 67. How are you doing today? But yeah, we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And how the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is nowadays. So, but like, personally, the last straw, to me at least, was those decks that have been like quite that will basically make you wait so long, like literally ages, for your turn to end, and that was really annoying. Thank you for your daily coffee. Oh, I forgot about the Twitch trigger. I forgot about that, actually. I forgot. Which is, it's gonna break later on, but whatever. Still, I can't forget it. Okay. Should be fine now. So yeah, that's pretty much what bothered me the most. That was my last straw, at least. I don't know what was you guys' last straw regarding Yu-Gi-Oh, but personally to me was all that crap regarding the like waiting ages for a turn to end, which is stupid. It's like, it was like fucking stupid, man. I don't know. It's still going on nowadays. Nowadays, there's like basically you need to play with decks that require so much time for your turn to end. So like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Now became pretty much a waiting game simulator. I don't know. You just sit there waiting for your opponent to end your turn. Like, it takes fucking ages, man. I don't know. So that to me, it's come on. People don't have the same patience as they used to. However, Yu-Gi-Oh goes against that. Yu-Gi-Oh it goes against the wishes of the new players, of the players basically, mostly new players in general, like they do things on the opposite. They do things to like make players more stressed instead of making a game that's more relaxing and everything. No, they just make everything complicated on purpose. Like people nowadays, people who are the people who play Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays? Who are the people who play Yu-Gi-Oh? Nostalgic fans, old players. Old players of the game, old players who used to play the game when they were kids, more, and which are adults. They're adults, all of them. I oh, thank you for the bits, microphone. Thank you, all the love for Summer Kitsune. Thank you for the underbeatsy. Thank you. So like all the players that play Yu-Gi-Oh are mostly they're most like they were those kids that used to play the game back in the day and are now all adults with jobs, with lives, with family, and it's not convenient for them to have such a complicated game. But Konami doesn't care. Konami just they just don't give a fuck. They just want to make bank. They want to make bank. They want to make bank by like change the rules, making more expensive cards, forcing players to spend more money. It's annoying because they know, the problem with Konami, you know what they do? They rely on nostalgia. That's the problem with Konami. They rely so much on nostalgia. And that's the issue. That's the issue with Konami. They rely too much on the nostalgia. So they exploit the player's mentality because they know, oh, the person will probably still play Yu-Gi-Oh because they played it since they were kids. So what they do? They I saw that now they just keep like redesign new cards. For example, they keep redesigning new cards, and like I don't know, they retrain. That's what they call retrain. They do retrain old cards basically old cards, and they give them new effects basically. For example, I don't know, Blue Eyes White from Blue Eyes White Dragon to Magnificent Light, shiny, sparkly blue eyes, splendid white dragon. There you go. Like, just to give you an example how they're doing things. Like, there's a lot of Blue Eyes White Dragon retrains, like a lot, because they know Blue Eyes White Dragon, it's like one of the most people's favorites. So they do retrain Blue Eyes White Dragon quite a lot. They give those Blue Eyes cards like a more broken effects, strongest effects, etc. So they do that kind of stuff. Basically, I actually have also prepared some posts that we're gonna read. So let me see. What's the next? The next is gonna be, how much does it cost a Yu-Gi-Oh meta deck? Okay. How much does it cost? Yeah, that's a good question. That's something that we're gonna dig into it right now. Hold on. I'm just gonna give you guys the original post. Okay. Let me just fix this a little bit here. Okay. So, how much does a new deck, a meta deck cost nowadays? I know the cost could be a range. but I just want an idea of how much it will cost me to get back into playing the game in real life. So this is a topic made like 3 years ago by someone who wanted to play, who wanted to get back into the game. I wonder if he actually came back to it. If really had the staples around 200, 400? If you don't add another 200 or so? Did this guy just tell him to spend $600? Dude, are you serious now? We're already starting well. Whoa! What the hell? What? On its own is 100. No way you're getting all staples for your deck with 200. You can easily get a playset of Hash, Imperm, Nibiru, and a Baron and IP. I think probably Avramax for 200. Those are all metas back in the day. So like this was 3 years ago, like $200. But if you want to like a pretty good one, like a perfect one, on like $400, which is fucking insane. Like $400. It's difficult to measure if you're nothing and get all the cards needed for competitive decks. 400, 500 is not unusual. Are the topping players buy all their cards at the price? Probably not. Some might buy expensive cards when they were unnoticed and cheap. Big Welcome Labyrinth was like $3-4 and was way cheaper than Welcome Labyrinth and PHH High release. Now it goes 10 times more. Yeah, basically like this means that when a card used to be useless back in the day, because sometimes it happens, some cards might end up being useless for a time, but later on they might find a good use. So, and all of a sudden the skyrocketing price all of a sudden, because I don't know, for some reason they just end up being good. Okay, here's what's interesting. Okay, if you really want to play comp, you're looking up upwards of 500 USD, maybe even closer to 750. What? If you factor in main deck, extra deck, staple, and side deck cards, that's insane, dude. Oh, hello, Dads. How you doing? Buongiorno, Dads. Come stai? Come stai? That is insane! $750 max to literally play competitive? 500 to 750? Wow. And you know what's funny? Like, they don't, so it's not like you say, okay, I'm spending $500, $750 for a deck, and that will last me for, I don't know, 1 year, 2 years. You might think, no, it's not gonna last that long. It's gonna last like 2 to 3 months. We're gonna get to that topic eventually. Soon we're gonna get to that topic regarding how long Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks last. Don't worry, we're gonna get there soon. Bene, bene, ma non ho voglia di farmi una mattina pure oggi. Al lavoro? Mi dispiace. Vabbè, dai. Spero che hai comunque una buona mattinata. I would personally recommend buying them individually. Seal products is a lot of bulk bullshit, and you'll pull a lot of cards you don't want, and then be stuck with a bunch of bulk you can't get rid of. Yeah, and there comes the gacha part too. I mean, of course, it's a card game, so of course you're gonna get the gacha part as well. Domani sono a casa. Buono, buono. Hai qualche bel piano per domani? Hi, Undead. How you doing? What's breezing, Undead? What's breezing? So yeah, we're just discussing about Yu-Gi-Oh! And the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays. So that's what I'm getting into right now. We're just discussing how much a deck it costs. That's what I'm talking about here. No. Vabbè, dai, ci sta, ci sta. Anche se non fai un cazzo tutto il giorno, ci sta, dai. A lot of people saying, what's your character's role lore? My character's lore, I'm a samurai. I'm a 400 years old samurai kitsune who's now living in the modern days with a kiseru pipe shop. My shop is called the Kitsune's Breeze. I sell kiseru pipes and coffee, but since I had no customers, I ended up starting a streaming career and playing retro games and Dynasty Warriors. Long story short, there's more about my lore, but that's pretty much the short version. So now I'm in the modern days in my humble shop being a streamer. A lot of people saying 400 to 800 to get back in, and while that is sadly the case, right now for genuine meta decks, you don't need to pay that much for something that is completely viable and good for locals. Salamangreat trooped YCS recently, and the list used there total about $130 plus shippings. How much was the shipping, or from where? That's the big question. Oh, hi Toxic, how you doing? What's breezing? Yeah, how we feeling? I'm kind of gonna lie, I kind of have a bit of a stomach ache. This is why you might see me a bit quiet in certain moments. I might pause a bit today. Might be a bit quiet because I kind of have a stomach ache, but I'll be fine. How you doing, Tox? Are you having a breezing week, a breezing evening? The meta game is an unusual high point price-wise right now. This post was 3 years ago. Hey, bad news. No, I didn't mean to click on your profile. Bad news. It's still bad today. Literally. Mamma mia. Sadly, spending $60-$80 on trust, it doesn't feel nearly as good. Trusting for Featherstorm or Sleeping Town or Dharma feels so good. Look, I don't know about the terms of these cards because I don't follow any of those archetypes. So don't ask me. All these people quoting $400 to $600 to make a semi-comp deck are crazy. You can go buy 3 Crimson King structure deck. That's a structure deck, dude. For $450. What the fuck? And buy about 100 worth of staples to get it to semi-comp. Yeah, semi-comp. Why someone wants to do full comp? Relevancy and have a tier 3 rogue deck. A rogue deck are basically like decks that are that they can compete with competitive decks with meta decks, but they're not like totally reliable rogue deck. Basically, a rogue deck are good in the hands of very good players. You can get upward 400, 600 easily, but to start out and get to comp relevancy, you can do that for 150 and 200 in my opinion. I suppose it also depends on the comp relevancy you're looking for. If it's for a YCS level, then yes, $500 plus. If it's local, then 200 list will work just fine for you, and you can upgrade over time. Yeah, and then it will still cost you around $500 when you upgrade, right? So, yeah, I think the structured deck route will go. Yes, it's kind of like, dude, this is kind of the same thing when people, when there was the RAM shortage. But there still is a RAM shortage. So when the RAM shortage happened, I remember some people downgraded from DDR4 to DDR3, it's kind of like the same shit. People downgrade to old ass RAM because they were cheaper. It's kind of like the same concept, man. Literally. Like basically they're just telling you go play with a structured deck. That's insane. That's the state of Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays. Holy shit. If you want a cheap way into getting back to the game, Flu is a great deck for that. Core costs around 10 bucks, and then the rest of the stables and such, which you can then use for other decks like Prospice, Ash Blossom, MLS, D shifters and such could run you around 6 to 80. The deck's game plan is easy to comprehend and holds its own pretty well against fast decks. Lets you understand other player strategies better to then see what you're liking around the scene. Like, yeah, but in the end, you still need to go like, if you're a player that really wants to compete really bad, you need to basically just go with like the strongest decks on the field. Because like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh is no joke. Competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not child's game anymore, you know, like it used to be one time. You can just go, oh, I'm just going with something that's cheap, but I know I might be lucky, I might win. Like, unless you're a very, very good player, I don't know if you're able to like win with a deck that's around $100, $200. Like, you need to be like a very pro player, like a player, like a Yu-Gi-Oh player that's literally like a god. You need to be like a fucking god Yu-Gi-Oh player, you know, to do this. So that's the thing. The prices of Yu-Gi-Oh decks are like completely insane, literally. Honestly, I probably expect to put about 100 to 150. And if you want something decently competitive, just say it's just decent enough to make you win, I don't know, 1 or 2 rounds and then get your ass kicked in the next third round. So just say that. It will be easier. Barring a few particular cards that are crazy expensive, yeah, see, then don't say it's decently competitive. A lot of previous expensive stuff just went way down in price thanks to the 25th anniversary rarity collection. This was 3 years ago, so this probably has changed. So there's never been a better time to jump in. Yeah, 3 years ago. Here's a few examples. Sorry, budget decks if you want to get started. Okay, not gonna look at the list. So yeah. As you can see, like, things don't seem to have changed at all, because like nowadays, getting a decent Yu-Gi-Oh game, a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, a Yu-Gi-Oh competitive deck, it's overly expensive nowadays. If you want to play on tournament, that is. But of course, if you play, the thing is, so if you play with friends, or at a local shop. If you don't plan to play competitive, if you don't plan to enter in tournaments, then okay, you can probably spend around $50 to $100. I just say, I don't know, even 150 or 200. That's fair. That's completely fair. But of course, you need to find like a group. Here's my opinion. Okay. If you really plan to play Yu-Gi-Oh in an enjoyable level, okay, like if you want to enjoy playing Yu-Gi-Oh, you kind of have to, I don't know, find that group of friends. You kind of need to find that group of friends that will like stick with you. Like, won't make broken decks on the run just so to kick your ass. You basically need to find very good friends to play Yu-Gi-Oh, like in an enjoyable level with your friends. So like nobody, like let's make some rule, guys. Nobody is going to upgrade our decks. Let's just take them the way they are, or let's just like fight with decks that are fair to each other. You kind of need to find a kind of group of people, you know, like a group of people where everyone has decks that can fight fair and square, you know. So if you play Yu-Gi-Oh with random people, then of course you'll get a lot of tryhards. That's the problem. A lot of tryhards, and so in some cases a lot of dickheads. Because it does happen even nowadays. There's like a lot of dickheads players nowadays in the Yu-Gi-Oh scene. So that's inevitable. Like when a game is competitive, you will find horrible people. So that's the issue. That's the issue there with Yu-Gi-Oh. Unfortunately, like you kind of need to find like your own group of people. You all stick together and then play with your own decks. All of you just play with your own decks. If I don't know, if one of your friends has a very broken deck, you tell the friend to fix it, and they'll fix it so they can make it fair. Basically, a bunch of rogue decks. You're just gonna make like a bunch of rogue decks and play among each others. I don't know. Some people might not find it fun because like there are also people who want to jump in action. They want to find new players. They just want to do competitive, which in that case it's gonna cost more money. So if you play Yu-Gi-Oh around your circle, you probably won't need to spend anything at all. Like you just probably have to spend money only once or twice, like each year, really, every, I don't know, if you really want to, like each year or each 5 to 6 months, but it's not gonna be $500. It's gonna be like 100 to 200, So, because you're not gonna be a tryhard if you play among with friends, you won't be. So it will be a lot easier that way. The issue is finding people to play with. That's the problem. Like, because a lot of people quit Yu-Gi-Oh. A lot of people got discouraged by the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the issue. So there's a lot of people who don't want to go back to Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the problem. In fact, Yu-Gi-Oh is also struggling to get new players, but we'll get into it very soon. So yeah, but now we got to the next bullet point. It's even hard to teach. So Yu-Gi-Oh is also a hard game to teach, literally. So here it is. It's impossible to teach modern Yu-Gi-Oh with just one product. The 2-player states set is a step in the right direction. I have some free time, so why not get into some internet arguments? It's impossible to show someone who knows nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh how to play the modern game without a lengthy, in-depth learning process, or at least without someone who is willing to teach the game to them. Most people in here understand how the game plays, but it also makes us disconnected from how the game is viewed from an outsider perspective. And yeah, that is very true. Like, from an outsider perspective, people see Yu-Gi-Oh way too intimidating. That is the problem. That is the problem there. Konami really made sure to scare off new players with this move, Like, from an outsider perspective, it's very intimidating. I mean, if it's already intimidating for all players, just imagine from someone who never played Yu-Gi-Oh how intimidating that will be. We may look at a duel and say, "Oh, his Ash got baited. Should've waited." While a regular person will just stare at the table and wonder what on earth these guys are doing. Yeah, I mean. Even I will say that. Even I will wonder what the fuck these guys are doing. Even I, that I've been playing this game since I was 6 years old, I will still wonder what the fuck these guys are doing, Trust me, I will also wonder that too. It's not just new. It's not just new players that get confused. It's not just them. A lot of old players get confused and have no idea what the fuck is going on. So let's just pretend I'm watching a Yu-Gi-Oh match. If I'm watching a Yu-Gi-Oh match right now, if I go to, for example, I can just go to Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duels or on a dueling network and spectate a duel. I will also wonder what the fuck is going on there, I won't have any yeah, the two players starter set is a cool way for new players, even kids, to get into the game. That is not true. Okay, so the two-player starter, I actually got that. I remember getting that, but I never had the chance to play it. However, I heard bad things about it, about this two-player starter. God, here I'm just knowing how to summon special summon fusion, and that's it. Yeah, that's basically like old fucking school Yu-Gi-Oh. Literally, it's just like old school Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Oh, hi, Holter. Hi, how you doing? What's breezing? How you doing? I'm having a breezing week and a breezing evening. Welcome. I'm Saki and I'm a Samurai Kitsune VTuber. I play retro games and Dynasty Warriors games. So welcome. Right now we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh and how's the state of Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays. So welcome to the stream. I'm doing well. Hope it's been a great day. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good so far. I mean, to me the day is just started, so I think it's starting to go well. Oh, but the day for you it's going well. It's breezy and everything. And I really hope you will enjoy today's stream talking about how Yu-Gi-Oh it is nowadays. So let's have a look at the second player set. Second player set Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, let's have a look. Like, where is it? Is it good? Yeah, okay, I'm not trusting the AI. Literally. Let me see, okay, this is basically the two-player starter set, which is supposed to, like, learn Yu-Gi-Oh! With a friend. Let me see. What will a really good two-player starter set be like? I'm a teacher, and at the school where I work, there's the opportunity to work on a pedagogical project involving Yu-Gi-Oh! First. Wow, I want to go back to school if there's stuff like that. That's the two-player starter set. Will be very useful in this situation, but I was a fool for having created any expectation for these products. Oh yeah, I dropped out of Yu-Gi-Oh! When they got rid of the pendulum and XC summons because the game got too fast for them. I wasted hours just learning it. So what if I can drop a 20-card chain? Yeah, a lot of people did quit around that time. Literally, that's the time. We did discuss earlier in the stream regarding pendulum and XCs, and it's basically things started to get rough. For many people, things started to get rough for XCs, but I think XCs were fine. In my opinion, things started to get really rough with pendulum, because pendulum brought a lot of rules change. I tried to do a test playing it with relatives of mine who were 14 and 15 years old, and the experience was not good at all. Because of these decks, there were no consistency, which was to be expected, and this has frustrated them and prevented them from being able to develop even the slightest strategy. So as you can see, 14 and 15, okay, I think that age should be fine to learn Yu-Gi-Oh, but you may think, okay, 14 and 15 years old, it's fine, these kids can play Yu-Gi-Oh at that age. No, not even a 14 years old and a 15 years old can learn Yu-Gi-Oh! And no, don't say, oh, because they were stupid. No, it has nothing to do with that. No, I don't believe they were stupid. Because, like, if there was no consistency in learning through this, then of course you will not, you can't learn shit without consistency. Without consistency, guys, you will not go much further in life, anywhere. So you need consistency to move through life, to learn things and everything. So if there's no consistency, of course they won't be able to learn. In your opinion, what will a good deck list be like for a beginner between 14 and 17 years old? One that combines consistency with ease? Will it be better to have a deck that involves all types of summon from the extra deck, or to build decks for each specific type of summon? Deck list suggestions are welcome and values are not concerned, as I will make proxies. Literally, like, the two-player starter set, it's absolutely garbage to learn. This is not the first post I hear about it. I've seen a lot of veteran Yu-Gi-Oh players on YouTube talking about this, saying that it isn't that good. So unfortunately, I never had the chance to try it out. Like I said, I have it, but never got a chance to try it out, unfortunately. So it's not so as you can see, getting into Yu-Gi-Oh, it's also hard. As we're going back to the topic we were reading before. Yu-Gi-Oh is simply too hard for a game to introduce someone to. It is that easy to explain. It was not like this, dude. It was not like this back then. Back then, it was not hard. It was not fucking hard to introduce the game back then. Do you know why? Do you fucking know why the game was not that hard to introduce back then? Because back then, there was the first anime which got a lot of kids into the game, but it wasn't just the anime being so fucking good and everything, but also the game being very simple. The game was like way too simple. Okay, maybe way too simple, sure. Sure, it was simple but fun. Maybe I agree. They could have made the game a little bit more like challenging, but I think the game reached its peak during the synchro era, in my opinion. Even the XCs were not that bad in the end, because like the XCs were alright. Sure, the XCs became a bit of a text wall, a bit too much, but in the end, it was when the pendulum were introduced that everything changed, in my opinion. It was during the pendulum, so yeah, back in the day, it was way too easy getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because like kids had more passion for it due to the anime promoting the card game, and also for the card game to be like a lot more simple to learn. We need a format that is similar to modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but a fraction slower, so that new players can ease into the game while still playing the actual meta. See, yeah, I think this is actually very true. What this person said is very true. Basically, this person is saying that you need balance to play Yu-Gi-Oh! You need a fucking balance. And I agree. I do believe every type of game difficulty needs balancing. Like, they cannot be too easy, nor they can be too hard. Let me give you guys an example. Like, you guys, so some of you know I really despise this series of Crash Bandicoot a lot. I know I will probably get like bullied for this. I don't give a fuck, but like I have my good reasons. So I think Crash Bandicoot fucking sucks. It literally fucking sucks because it's far too hard, but not like hard in a challenging way. It's hard for the wrong reason, for in a way that it's completely unfair, you know? It's completely unfair how hard Crash Bandicoot is. That it's not balanced. Crash Bandicoot, it's not a balanced experience with challenges. If I had to say a video game with a balanced experience, that would probably be, I mean, a lot of people, it became more like a meme to say the game is hard, but I would probably say the Dark Souls series will definitely be like a good experience, because like, yeah, the game it can be very challenging, but also you can balance the game your own way. You can technically make it easy if you want. You can because like there's so many options to make Dark Souls easy, with builds, etc. Like you can customize your experience with Dark Souls. You can make it too easy. You can make it too hard. You can basically with Dark Souls you can craft your own difficulty with Dark Souls, but it presents itself as an hard game. That is true, but on your way you can make the game hard or easy, depending on your taste in difficulty. Personally, I like my game when it's not too easy, but it also has to be a bit challenging, you know? It needs to be challenging in the right amount. And so yeah, back to Yu-Gi-Oh! This is what a person is saying. Hi Nixie, hi, welcome to the Kitsune's Breeze. How you doing? Thank you for the follow. we're just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh and how the state of Yu-Gi-Oh is nowadays. Welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy the stream. So it's very hard, you know. It's really hard to get into Yu-Gi-Oh because like the game is just way too challenging. Then you might think, okay, you know what we're gonna do? You can't even make it work like this. Okay, listen. You can't even say, okay, we're gonna teach you the old school Yu-Gi-Oh first. We're gonna teach you the old school Yu-Gi-Oh without all that special summon crap, without fusion, without XCs, without everything. You might think, we're gonna teach you that first. Sure, but then once that happens, the rules will change. That's the problem. Because later, if I teach you the old school Yu-Gi-Oh, and I teach you the modern day Yu-Gi-Oh, then it's like I'm teaching you two completely different games. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. I'm teaching you two different games. If I do it that way, you know what I mean? It's too complicated doing that. So how do they accomplish this? No clue. But that's my take on it. It's a 30 plus years player from literally the first day it came out in Japan. Yes, I'm Asian and speak multiple languages from the continent. It's been something that bothered me for a while. New player want to come into the game. It's just they literally can't because there are just too many intricacies on turn 1 to manage, sometimes turn 0. Also, for those who don't know, OCG doesn't have a new player problem at all. In fact, it's far closer to Magic the Gathering in that regard due to the more casual natural playing in Asia in general. Tournaments are too far away for many to seriously compete inconsistently, and so locals are very important and you get more of a community feels as a result. Versus in America, where it's win at all costs all the time. Now, I don't know if that is true because I don't know about that. Yes. Even though this guy said America, but it's like America is not the only country on this planet, by the way. Like there's also other countries, but let's leave it to that. I think worldwide, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is definitely more competitive outside Asia. But I don't believe that in Asia the game is not competitive. That I don't fucking believe it. Okay, I think this person, it's not is kind of being too biased, in my opinion, because I don't believe that in Asia countries the game is not competitive at all. I don't believe that one bit. There's no fucking way. You telling me that one of the most Asian countries are one of the most competitive countries regarding this type of games, and now this guy all of a sudden says, no, in Asia the game is not competitive compared to America, the only place in the world that exists. So it doesn't make any sense. I don't believe the last part. It's too bad because this person started to make more sense. This part is what makes sense. It's the last part where I think it's completely bullshit. but okay. It doesn't matter anyway. I mean he's right with most of the party says. Like, it's hard to teach the Yu-Gi-Oh! Because like on the first turn, there's like a lot to play, like a lot to do. That's the problem. There is too much. There's like far too much going on, you know? Like far too much. So I think that it seems like people in the OCCG just go to a card store to have a game when they're free. So there is not much on the line. Just two players seeking to enjoy the games. Whereas in the TCG, the player base is mainly coming together for locals on tournament. If there's something to win, there will always be people trying for it. Maybe the best of one structure makes it so casual decks can shine better in the OCG as well. Yeah, OCG is probably like the basically like a way to enjoy the game without any issue, because the OCG, it's a format that it's not competitive, not too competitive. Basically, hell, I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Can't say I'm all that heavy on TCG, so I don't have much knowledge on this. Hi, Challenger, how you doing? Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh and like how's the state of Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays. Basically, we're just pretty much like digging into this. Talking about how shitty Yu-Gi-Oh has become. Yeah, so the TCG is basically the competitive part where a lot of people play meta, while OCG is where it's a format where people play non-meta decks and like. Yeah, they do play modern decks on OCG, but they're less serious decks. They're not meta decks, so yeah, it's definitely it's best to stick with the OCG, you know. But like, I still believe that even that doesn't excuse with TCG to be like extremely inaccessible, you know. It's basically kind of like a VIP area, you know. It feels like a fucking VIP area, kinda. Like only the rich people are allowed to that. That's the problem. What I will say, and this is coming from Play Master Duel, I know the game isn't TCG, but even from that game, there's always this weird feeling that I'm being pressured into adapting to meta. So, okay, here's the problem with Master Duel. You know why I don't play Master Duel? Because Master Duel is a game that's deceiving you. It's deceiving you, and it's deceiving a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players into believing that Master Duel it's not TCG, but it is. Master Duel has its own TCG. Master Duel has its own meta. After all, Master Duel is being sponsored by Konami. Master Duel in the end it's been sponsored by Konami in the end. It's Konami like Master Duel is an official game in the end of the day. It's Konami that makes the rules of Master Duel. So in the end, Master Duel has its own TCG. Hi Andy, hi, how you doing? What's breezing? How you doing, Andy? I thought Master Duel was close to OCG than TCG. Wow, I don't know, man. I feel like Master Duel is far too competitive. It's far too fucking competitive, in my opinion. Like, they make it because Konami makes it way too relevant nowadays. They make Master Duel too relevant. That's the problem. In the end, Master Duel is just like normal Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, you have to spend a bunch of money, and at one point your cards will be outdated, and then you need to do the same shit, spending $200 to $300 each month. Well, each 3 months. Sorry, each 3 months. When a new format comes out. No, I believe you just didn't think of that way. Kind of surprising. I honestly see it that way. I could be wrong, but that's personally how I see it. Because I play Master Duel a lot too, you know. I spend a lot of money on Master Duel. It's not like I'm an observer, you know. I actually play Master Duel. I spent money on Master Duel, so I can judge. I can judge the game for what it is, in my view. And I see it as a very competitive game because it's sponsored by Konami, you know. That's the problem. That's the problem with Master Duel. The game is sponsored by Konami, so, and obviously the game has its own meta. It presents itself as OCG, but behind the mask, we all know that it's not the case with Master Duel. You know, Master Duel is basically in the same state of a real life Yu-Gi-Oh. It has no difference to me. I don't see much difference between real life Yu-Gi-Oh and Master Duel Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, that's the problem. Like literally, it's it's terrible. Like, so as you can see, like a lot of people like very unhappy. I should probably like dig into what people think of Master Duel, because it's definitely a good topic that we should definitely get into it very soon regarding Master Duel. Now, Let's talk about too many combos. The combos that ruin the game. Let's talk about that. Let's get into that. I'm playing fighting games, and I'm very much into the community called F fighting game community. Some fighting games will have characters that's so unbelievably top tier that you kind of just lose if you don't play them. That is why I see Yu-Gi-Oh as if that makes sense. No, I think it makes sense because yes, that is kind of like pretty much every game, not just like every fighting game. For example, okay, fighting games, you have a lot of meta characters. For example, in Tekken, I don't know what are the examples because I don't play fighting games. So, but let me make an example. Like your favorite character in Tekken, it's I don't know, it's Asuka. But the meta players in Tekken are Jin and Kazuya. Okay. So, but Asuka Kazuma, she's bad. She's a bad player. But Jin and Kazuya are the only top tier characters. So you're forced to play as these two characters if you don't want to suck. So yeah, that's pretty much how it is. In a lot of games, they always make like very few characters broken, but all of the other characters that are just terrible. Forcing you to play as a character you don't like. It's kind of like a lot of other games where they make you play as a certain weapon because other weapons just suck. It's the same state of Yu-Gi-Oh. In Yu-Gi-Oh you can't really play as your favorite deck because there's a lot of meta decks that will definitely beat your ass, literally. It's like if you're using certain cards or playing certain decks, it's very hard. Playing a deck like Red Eyes in Yu-Gi-Oh tournament is like trying to win a tournament with a low tier character, but it's impossible. But my god, you're gonna have to work for it. Yeah, it's those are called rogue deck. If you make a rogue deck, there's a chance you are gonna win. I did speak about this like an hour early. Like, you need to be like a very, 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 very good player in order to function rogue deck and win on a TCG using a rogue deck. You need to like know what you're doing. You need to be like a very skilled player. And so, not everyone can be a god in this game. People have lives. People cannot spend their life into playing Yu-Gi-Oh 24/7 and train. So that's why I also say Konami is not respecting the players' time, because a lot of players, they do have their families, they have a job, so they can't do that shit. Okay, now let's get into this. The too much combo topic. I'm kind of unhappy with the state of current I'm kind of unhappy with the state of current dude, please, can you just, like, if you want to write a Reddit topic, please, you need to get at least a good grade in English class. My fucking god. Yeah, basically, the combos ruin the game. Okay. I'm really sad about the state that the combo decks are in, and I think in its current state right now, combo isn't fun. I think this synchro is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Even decks that will massively benefit from this synchro opt to not to play its despite potential doing so. Despite it, dude, this Sky, what the fuck? In the past, because it's not considered win more. Reading this guy's post is like getting more challenging than than the game itself. Like, literally, yeah, he's definitely hitting us with his combo sentence. Due to the advent of the Antraps, every combo deck now has to account for so much more than just how big and consistent I am. Decks have to factor in so much more, like fallbacks lines, having multiple one-card starters, playing cards for going second, etc., which hurts combo doubly because having to space for staple mod is consistent. I'm losing IQ reading this post. I'm not gonna lie. But that's also my bad because I didn't read this poster like that before the stream, so that's actually my bad because I wanted to like having a first reaction with you guys, but that's what I get, I suppose. But I get it. But I mean, at least, but I get what he means. Basically, with the synchro and the ant traps, which are, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of using ant traps in Yu-Gi-Oh. They are fun. I'm not gonna lie, ant traps are kind of fun. They are fun, but but the problem, of course, trap cards obviously are notorious, and they have a specific rule, to be used only if you set them, only if you place them face down. And you can only activate them next turn or during your opponent's turn, and all of a sudden traps become usable by just playing them directly by your hand. That's the problem. So like that is the problem. Like, it's crazy. Everybody hates them, but the bicycles and traps are really fun for me, actually. I use the trap tricks. I went with it. I used the trap tricks, trap cards, and those. I think those were pretty fun, to be honest. TBH. Like, I really enjoyed those. Like, those to me, my god, those were very fun. Never looked at trap tricks. They're fun. Oh, I think so. I believe trap tricks are like really fun. But that's I don't know. I don't know if they're still playable. But also trap tricks, they do function a lot with link monsters. Like, they do have a sort of a meta with link monsters, the trap tricks. I kind of see what this post is saying, yeah. Yeah, like, basically, the new combo system with the desynchro and the trap cards is just like, it basically find it too annoying. Honestly, with regards to the meta, this is why I prefer Magic the Gathering, because outside the tournament, you can really experiment with decks. I heard a lot of things. To be honest, I did hear a lot of good things about Magic the Gathering being like more accessible. So yeah, I mean, I agree. Magic the Gathering is definitely a fun game to play. I play Magic the Gathering like a few times in the past. And honestly, I think it's pretty fun. Because, like, Magic the Gathering never changed its rule from what I know, right? From what I've seen, Magic has never, like, touched its rule book at all. Like, Magic has always been very consistent. And that's a good thing. Hi, Nintendo, how you doing? What's busy, Nintendo? We're just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And the state of how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is nowadays. I've never played Magic or close when they had the Final Fantasy collab. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I actually got the Final Fantasy X set of that. Very expensive, but honestly worth if you're a collector, especially if you're a collector for your favorite Final Fantasy. That's kind of worth, I'm not gonna lie. Breezing through Super Bomberman 3 and watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Back to the Sewer. That seems like a very breezy evening you're having. Wow. Enjoy. I prefer more mid-range wide deck massively to whatever the fuck we had during a lot of pure combo formats. Entraps not stopping current decks, but just weakening their end board also feels like a good thing, as single cards aren't as much of a blowout, often resolving in more interactive games. Those going second blowouts in the main deck are a bit concerning, but I think it will be mostly a matchup and a meta dependent. It's not like the every topping list is mainly evenly right now, but there are good for amount of them. Like, he prefer more mid-range deck. Don't know what that means, to be honest. Like, Entraps are not stopping current decks. Like, I think he means that Entraps are not like that broken. No, Entraps are not really that broken, in my opinion. Like, they can be stopped, really literally, but there are definitely worse things that can make this game more obnoxious than hand traps, in my opinion. There's ways to play around hand traps for sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, so the hand traps that the hand traps decks that I play are Trap Tricks and Labyrinth. This was in Master Duel, by the way. The Labyrinth deck was so fun. But like, I don't see it as a deck that can be easily that can be like you know, it's not like that easy to defeat it, yeah, for sure, but it's also not that hard, because like there are different ways to stop hand traps. They're not like completely broken. There's definitely a more broken stuff than hand traps. I personally find it better than Yu-Gi-Oh decks are pivoting more towards mid-range rather than wombo combo. Makes the game go by faster, and overall there's a lot of more interaction happening between player to player. Floodgates obviously are the expectation to this rule, but I advocate for having anything that can be considered a floodgate to be banned, even if they are black floodgates. Like, what's the terms of, what does it even mean, the terms of floodgate? Like, a lot of decks are privating more mid-range rather than wombo combo. Makes the game go like way faster. So you're saying that the games are going, there is more mid-range decks than wombo combo? That's what you're talking about? I don't know what you mean, to be honest. Like, these people use terms that I honestly am not familiar with. It's like they're speaking like a different language. If you go into a game, you always just have to assume that the other player has hand traps. As long as you have it in your head that, oh, I need to look out for Ash, there's not a huge problem for the game, in my opinion. It's the healthiest problem of adaptation for me. Yeah, Ash became like, to be honest, like the mascot of the whole Yu-Gi-Oh meta. Like, you find Ash in every single meta and non-meta deck, literally. Because like, the game nowadays revolves too much around special summoning, and that's fine, okay? So you make cards like Hash to kind of counter the special summon, because I kind of forgot about the Ash like her effect. If I recall, like it's something to like counter special summon. When a card after is active, it includes any effects. You can discard this card and negate the effect. Add a card from the deck to the end. Special summon for the deck. Okay, you basically just denies special summons, or adding cards from the deck to the hand. Even send a card from the deck to the graveyard. Okay. Yeah, see, like, Ash pretty much counters, like, the basic moves of modern Yu-Gi-Oh, kinda. Back then, people will say, oh, everyone plays Ash, it's so annoying, but if I'm being honest, Yu-Gi-Oh has always been that way. To be honest, I don't blame them that people wants to play Ash. You know, like, come on, why would you like bother with people playing Ash? Let's be real. Why? What would you bother with people playing Ash? That's stupid. Like, I mean, you gotta avoid all the special summons somehow. You need to do something about it. Of course, you're gonna play Ash. Like, I mean, I also play Ash a lot. Like, who cares? Literally. Like, man. Ash is definitely a card that my stomach is dying. Oh, man, you should probably definitely take a big break, to be honest, from work. Like, seriously, that's not good. That's not good. There's always gonna be one card that's like, everybody plays this. That's literally what the Potter Grid was before it got banned in 2000s. Like, some people even question. You know what's funny? Like, some people even questions about Potter Grid ever being playable. Like, this is like a good topic, to be honest, to get into it. If Potter Grid will ever be unbanned, literally. Yeah, okay, well, first let's read into like the AI. Like the AI slap. It is highly unlikely that Potter Grid will ever be unbanned in official competitive play because it provides a free +1 card in advantage with 0 cost restrictions. Every single deck in the game will be forced to run it. That's true. Konami instead of balances the game by printing watered down versions with specific activation conditions. That is true. That's what they do. That is true. They basically have a lot of watering down versions of Potter Grid. But like, it will definitely be interesting to see this card unban one. Like, it would be funny to see, to test the waters, If Konami one day will unban Potter Grid for, let's just say, for a month, and see how that goes. I want to see that so bad. They should definitely try. They should definitely give it a go. That'll be funny. That'll be like an interesting test. Can we get Potter Grid unbanned? It won't even break the game that much. It won't break the game that much. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It won't break the game that much. Yeah. Potter Grid unbanned, and I don't know. I guess that makes sense because Antraps exist and we just keep getting more stronger way to stop cards like Potter Grid. That is true. I mean, you can stop Potter Grid easily. But let's just say, okay, you have a 50% chance to stop Potter Grid. Okay, let's just put it 70 maybe. But like, what if your 30% succeeds and you activate Potter Grid, and what happens? I mean, will it really guarantee you a big victory? Let's be honest. It will help the rogue decks a lot. Not just the rogue decks. It will help every fucking deck. What do you mean? Not just the rogue decks. A lot, and it won't change the meta decks anyway, because there already are cards to search. That is true. There's already cards to search for meta decks, but then you add in another cards that's free cost to search cards. That's definitely it's gonna be a little bit broken, but will it really be game breaking? Speaking of Konami, I heard it was originally a jukebox repair company before switching to games. Really? I didn't know that. That's crazy. I mean, everyone started somewhere, I guess. Pretty sure even Nintendo was a bit meh. What was Nintendo's origins anyway? Because I remember Nintendo also had humble origins. Also, I don't give a shit if everyone is gonna run it. I bet you will care once a lot of people will use it against you. Yeah, a lot of people will care. Don't come at me saying it's bad for variety because everyone is gonna play it. It's gonna if it's a good generic card, of course everyone will play it. But if your criteria for banning a card is because how many decks it will be in you have to be consistent. Let's ban all the good generic links such as a Little Knights and Phoenix. Let's also ban half of all decks or which all the same garbage, known engine and traps. Of course. Of course this guy gets mad at the end traps. Hi Yuna, how you doing Yuna? You just woke up, good morning. Nintendo original worked on flower cards. Oh, flower cards, really? Yeah, see, like everyone had Humble Origins. Each gaming company had Humble Origins, to be honest. The criteria for buying the card is that it's a +1 for no cost. Oh, this helps. Yeah, thank you, Captain Obvious. No, I mean, but it wasn't obvious for him, I guess. Why does there already massive gap between meta decks and non-meta decks? To add to add on to what others have said, absolutely not. Not just for the 3+1. Yu-Gi-Oh! Already has an issue with draws powers. There's no reason for the others good pots are one even with awful downsides. Giving junk FTK decks another free no drawbacks deck dinner that is more than just card natural is a super bad idea. Also, as I say, pots with a downside are limited to 1. That alone should make you think there's more than to it than just a simple card. Yeah, that's true. A lot of watering down pot of greed cards, they are limited to 1. That is true. I actually am curious what an unbanned pot of greed TCG will be like. At least have it limited to 1. Of course, I mean, okay, let's just assume pot of greed will be unbanned for 1 month. Of course it's gonna be limited to 1. Okay, if pot of greed, if you can play 3 pot of greed, then I think that will be insane. That will be one of the most broken things ever. No way in hell running 3 pot of greeds will be fair for any type of format. OCG, TCG, anything. Anything, literally. You cannot do that. That is stupid. That will be the stupidest thing you could possibly imagine. You can't do that. It's too unfair for anything, literally. Come on. That's overkill. You might as well just run. Everyone then will run Exodia decks, you know. Now I get Exodia decks that are easy to counter, but like if you are fucking 3 pot of greeds, then I don't know, man. If you have 3 pot of greeds in an Exodia deck, you will have a 90% chances of winning the game. A 90%. I need 4 pot of greeds. 4 pot of greeds. I need 10. I actually only have 2 pot of greeds. I only have 2 here. See? I only got 2. I mean, isn't Upstart Goblin Unlimited? They draw 1 card, and you're put against 1,000 life points, grab me if I'm wrong. It used to be limited or semi-limited. I don't know if it's unlimited right now. I don't know. I don't know what's to say the Upstart Goblin at the moment. Like, where do you check if it's limited or unlimited? I don't fucking know, man. What are there? So this is official deck. You give me a run. Okay, it doesn't seem like it, but like if I go, for example, to Pot of Greed, dude, let me. If I go to Pot of Greed, she'll tell me. Okay, banned. And if I go to Upstart Goblin, yeah, it's actually not. It's actually hi Standard. How you doing? And that card is free. I don't know, but I guess isn't all that different. Well, the thing with Upstart Goblin, it's you can only have 1 card drawn, which is still a lot. Don't get me wrong, and it lets your opponent gain 1,000 life points. Trust me, that's not a big deal. Nowadays, 1,000 life points is nothing. I got the Six Samurai deck. I drew it with my friend 2 days ago with blue eyes and red eyes. That's sick. That's fucking sick. I fucking love Six Samurai deck. You also got Super Heavy Samurai. Oh, you mean the Super Heavy Benkei Samurai? That's a deck I always wanted to try. That one revolves all around monsters, by the way. That's fun. That's a fun deck. The Pendulum Summon blew everything about Yu-Gi-Oh out of the water. You know, I agree with that. I fucking agree with that. It's it's with the Pendulum the Yu-Gi-Oh started to basically be completely like freaking shitty. I won't lie. It started to be terrible. In my opinion, it's when the Pendulum appeared. The Yu-Gi-Oh changed a lot. The top tier decks, they can swing at people and dish out 20k life point war damage. Yep. That's true. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Hi Jessica, thank you for the meal, the coffee. I'm gonna come clean and say that I did fall victim to meta cards just a bit. It was Fiendsmith. I only played it because they look cool. Yeah, they definitely look cool. I've seen the design. Fiendsmith is basically Yu-Gi-Oh's version of Devil May Cry. It's so sick. Pew pew pew. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the breezings. 100 bits. Thank you. Pew pew pew. Yeah, I did see the aesthetic is very Devil May Cry like, but I never played it, so I don't know how they work. I'm back to I just brushed my teeth. That's good. That's good. I gotta keep those teeth clean, man. Okay, well we were. Hello everyone. Hope you're having a great time. Hi Orochi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm so back. So, yeah, we were talking about it. Stay awesome. Yeah, we're talking about Potter Greed now. So, basically, like, so Potter Greed, Potter Greed being unbanned, I mean, it's definitely gonna change the game quite a bit. People might be too confident too with making building Exodia deck. Like we will see a lot of Exodia decks, that's for sure. Like you remember literally when Exodia was like playable? But like the problem with Exodia nowadays is you cannot play Exodia because it's so easy to counter Exodia. It's way too easy. That's the problem with Exodia. Literally. You can counter Exodia with everything. Especially with Ash, you know? More Yu-Gi-Oh! OG. We're talking about how Yu-Gi-Oh! It used to be good back in the day and how it was ruined. How it's basically got ruined. We're basically like discussing this kind of topics. Just set it to one Konami, see how it goes. You already gave us a limited max CC once upon a time. My god, let me start with max CC. The max CC is like the ultimate counter for special summon. Now that's a discussion we definitely should dig into it. Like special summon nowadays are like completely crazy. They're honestly insane. So, we can all agree that special summon in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! They are the key to basically win in one turn. Get what is banned? You mean Exodia is banned? No, it's not. No, it's not banned. No, it's not. Nice tags. You like my wallpaper? Oh! Oh, yeah. Yeah, like... Yeah, it's banned. Like, it's so freaking banned. This is, the forbidden list. Like, right now. Let's see what's banned right now. Abyss Dweller is banned? What the fuck? Why the fuck Abyss Dweller is banned, dude? What did you do? Like, come on. What? Oh, because it denies monsters from the graveyard. Okay. Yeah, because Dweller will deny it. See, like, because look, hold on. Yeah, when this card has material attached to that was water originally, all water monster you control gain 500 attack. Okay, that's fair. Once per turn, it's a quick effect, which means you can activate it whenever. You can detach more materials from this card. Your opponent cannot activate any card's effect in their graveyard this turn. That is crazy. That is fucking crazy. Because before Abyss Dwellers, you know, when this card was released, it wasn't much of a threat. This card was released, as you can see, it was released in 2012. 2012, man. We have Fusion and Exodia. Also, hi, it's my first time. Hi, Zikon, how are you doing? What's breezing? Welcome. I'm Saki, a Samurai Kitsune VTuber. I play retro games and Dynasty Warriors. Thank you so much for watching this stream. I really hope you're gonna have a breezing time. We're just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And how it used to be back in the day and how bad it became today. The Abyss was cooking. Thank you for the head pat. I didn't think Water was doing all the good these days. They're probably banned it because none of the deck, maybe Dragotales or something. I heard of Dragotales, but I haven't looked into it. Basically, it's banned because nowadays effects from the graveyard became more common, you know. I remember when the zombie decks used to be the king of graveyard effects. I remember. That was crazy. I remember to this very day. I fucking remember. The zombie decks basically used to function a lot from the graveyard. So, I currently play Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, we do have a current Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. Do you play TCG, OCG, or just very casual, or just Master Duel? Because, like, we're talking about pretty much how new players cannot get into Yu-Gi-Oh! And how current players have to spend a lot of money if they want to keep up with the meta, playing the TCG, you know. Dragotale is really insane. That might be what took me out of my return to Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm gonna look into it. I stuck with a few Dynasty Wars, some were Sorochi style Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Yeah, there are some. There definitely are some. I mean, there is a Three Kingdoms deck, you know? There's a Three Kingdoms deck that literally exists. What is it called again? I even made a video about it on my YouTube. But I forgot what it was. I forgot what it were called, to be if I had to be completely honest with you guys. I forgot what it were called. Ancient Heroes. I think they were called Ancient Heroes. Ancient Heroes was his name, right? Ancient Heroes was, no, what the fuck it was called, man? I don't remember. But I don't remember what it were called. I mean, I just need to have a look again in my YouTube, like, real quick. Because there are Three Kingdoms cards. Just forgot, what they're called, man. What the fuck? I play TCG and casual. So how's the TCG state nowadays? Like, do you find? I mean, this might be very subjective, but like, how do you find? Do you find it like good for you? Like, do you think it's easy for other players to get into the game? How is it? Because like a lot of new players just can get into it, you know. But what do you think about the current state of TCG? Ancient Warriors, they're called. Oh, I was close. They're called Ancient Warriors, not Ancient Heroes. Called Ancient Heroes. Did they ever eat Brandon Fusion? Brandon Fusion? What do you mean? What? What is it not? Dude, why can't I find any? Dude, Ancient Heroes Yu-Gi-Oh! Literally, what the fuck, man? Ancient Warriors. Oh, I tapped again, Ancient Heroes. It's okay, I like casual better. Yeah. But like, if you prefer casual, then that says everything. See, like, those are the Three Kingdom styles cards. Ancient Warriors. See, Ambitious Cao De, which is Cao Cao. And this is Cao Cao. It's called Ambitious Cao De. and you know what's funny? The way characters, the way warriors are in red. They are in red. The way warriors. unlike Dynasty Warriors, that way is blue. And yes, Wu are actually blue in this game. I'll show you. So, Ancient Warrior, Eccentric, Lu Jing. This is supposed to be I think it's Lu Mong, I think. Lu Jing. This Lu Jing is supposed to be Lu Mong. So, see, the Wu characters are water types. They are water types, as you can see, and they're blue. So, this is Zhang Yuan, which is Zhang Liao. See, they even made Zhang Liao. That is fucking sick. Zhang Liao is also Yu-Gi-Oh card. We have Jiang Wen. Oh, I'm pretty sure this is Jashu. Jiang Wen this is supposed to be Jashu. See, like, oh, and this Zhou Yu. Graceful Zhou Gong, it's called. Yu-Gi-Oh really has something for everybody, yep. And we of course without a Three Kingdoms deck, I mean it will not be a Three Kingdoms deck if you don't have Zhuge Liang. Zhuge Kong. Zhuge Kong. Like, you can't have a Three Kingdoms deck without Zhuge Liang. It's impossible to have a Three Kingdoms deck without Zhuge Liang. Then we have Guan Yu, Loyal Guan Yun. Wu characters being water type is funny to me since I associate them with fire. No, well, yeah, but technically they're more associated with water. They are associated with water more because water, it's the territory more. It's more like their territory. Naval Battle is more like Wu territory. So there should be more, I think it's more appropriate to associate them with water than fire. Lubu, it's here, Lubu. Lubu's here. Rebellious Lu Feng, it's called. See, there he is. Rebellious Lu Feng. Like, yes, he actually has an effect. You know what's funny? Lubu has an effect that actually represents his story. Look at this. Cannot be normal summon, same as be special summon from your hand by controlling the highest attack Ancient Warriors. So Lubu only serves the strongest, apparently. You can only special summon Ancient Warriors Rebellious Lu Feng once per turn this way. Once per turn during the main phase, you can destroy the one face-up monster your opponent controls with the highest attack. Also, you cannot activate monster effect the turn you activate this effect, except Ancient Warrior must. Oh, once per turn during the end phase, if your opponent controls a monster with the highest attack on the field, give control of this card to your opponent! See? Lubu will betray you! Even in fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! That is insane, man! You gotta be shitting me! Lubu will also betray you. If your opponent has a monster with a stronger attack than him, it will go to your opponent's sides. That's crazy. Magic the Gathering did the same thing. Yeah, there are also Three Kingdoms card in there. Have you seen the Melfi archetype of the Yomi archetype? No, because I don't keep up with archetypes. Literally. Can you explain to me the difference between normal and special summon? So, with a normal summon, you basically just so okay, you're allowed to normal summon only one monster per turn. That's the rule. You can only summon one normal monster. But when there's a card that tells you you can special summon, that means you can actually special summon as much as you want. Like, as many times as you want, literally. You can special summon monsters whenever you want. You have a card that tells you you can special summon X guy. You can special summon as many times as you want. Of course, by sticking with the rules of the cards, obviously. Lubu will main spy if you play Team Fortress 2, maybe. Bro just can catch a break no matter where he is. I know. Oh, there's also, they also have, Takeda Shingen and Uesugi Kenshin in this game. I forgot what they're called. I won't lie. I forgot. I know they have tigers in their name. Shingen has tiger in their name. Oh, there it is. think it's this one. Yeah, that's Shingen. Gen the Diamond Tiger. See, it's basically Takeda Shingen. See, it's basically him. And he basically has an effect combined with Ken, the Dragon Warrior. No, it's not Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. It's actually Uesugi Kenshin. Ken, the warrior dragon. See, they're both in the game. Literally, it's called Ken, the warrior dragon. My God. Although I'm not really keen at their design. Like, I won't lie. They're kind of like a bit weirder design in my opinion. Like, it's kind of a bit too robotic. They look like freaking robots. Their designs. And this is Genshin. Like, I don't know. I don't really like their design that much. And plus, they don't have their own archetype or anything. They're just 2 cards. And that's it. 2 cards, they have effect that are combined with each other's. And that's it, really. They don't really have their own archetype, sadly. It kind of sucks. I mean, I wish they will have their own archetype. It's a shame. They kind of wasted their opportunity, to be honest. Also, the Ancient Warrior archetype, by the way, it's not meta or anything, so it's a very OCG-like. It's very OCG-like. It's just basically made for fun. So, oh, yeah, we were supposed to go back to the topic of Special Summon. Because, yeah, we want to talk about how Special Summon in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are bad. So, no, that's not a mistake. There are 2 types of Special Summon. Regular Special Summon and Special Summon. Special Summon consists of Ritual Summon. Wait, what? You're telling me things I already know? Yeah, okay, Ritual Summon. Oh my God, Ritual Summon. I almost forgot about the Ritual. What the fuck, man? Ritual is like a... Ritual Summon, yeah, it's actually a Special Summon to the Ritual Summon, but like... It's a summon that you forget exists. You know, okay, I'm sorry if I suppose this is kind of off, it's not really off topic, the Ritual Summon, because it's still a Special Summon, but I have to mention this about the Ritual Summoning. So, the Ritual Summoning, from what I gathered, I think Konami is trying very hard to forget about the Ritual Summon. It doesn't exist. I think Konami regrets to have ever had the Ritual Summoning, you know, because why do you need to do to Ritual Summon a monster? To Ritual Summon a monster, you need a specific spell card to summon that kind of monster, you know? You need a ritual spell card to summon a monster, and then sacrifice monsters from either your end or field in order to summon this the ritual monster using the specific spell card. Ritual summon monsters cannot be summoned any other way. Therefore, in nowadays, summoning those monsters it's hard because you require the specific spell card in order to summon this kind of monsters, you know, and that's what makes it complicated. In modern days, in the modern Yu-Gi-Oh, ritual summons don't work very well, unfortunately, because of this thing. There are too many decks right now that are ritual decks. Really? Yeah, exactly. You need to make. Here's the thing. You need to make a specified ritual deck. That's the thing. You need to like make a deck that focus exactly on ritual monsters. You cannot have a normal deck. You cannot have a normal deck that only has like one or two ritual monsters. You can't do that. You need to specifically make a ritual deck. There was a really powerful ritual summon deck called Mitsurugi, something like that. Let me see if let me see. If I can, oh, this one, I think I've seen it before. Yeah, see, like, you need to basically make a very specific ritual deck. Like, it's not like you can play ritual monsters just for fun. No, you need a specific ritual deck. That's the crazy part about this. Like, it would be nice to play a ritual monsters separately without the need to make a ritual deck. It will be nice, but you cannot do that. So you are forced to make a ritual deck. You have to. There's no other way for you to play a ritual deck. So that's what kind of sucks in my opinion. So like Konami, every time Konami has to make a ritual monster, they need to make a war archetype for rituals. That's the problem. So I feel like when I say Koei, Konami deep down wants to kill the ritual monsters. They regret it. They regret to have made this. They regret to have made the ritual monsters. That's what I believe. I believe they regret it deep down. Literally. The biggest problem with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And Master Duel is that it's either go first or lose. That is true. That is a fucking problem, you know? If you go first, literally, you have high chances to win because you'll basically, on the first turn, summon and summon and summon and summon and summon and summon and summon. Like, that's the problem. I heard the win rate of going first is like 70%. That seems fair. And that, yep, it is true. And this post, by the way, was 1 year ago. So don't say, oh, but this post is old. No, it's 1 year ago. So it's kind of recent. That's really bad. My opinion, the reason why is because establishing a board is too easy. Yeah, the first turn, it is very easy if you have the cards to do that. The reason establishing a board is easy is because of the modern special summoning techniques. Exactly, the special summon techniques will allow you to basically summon like everything on Earth, even your fucking grandma. It will basically make you summon and summon and summon and summon. The reason the old special summoning ritual infusion were banned is because they needed two things: materials, the most needed to perform the summon, and enable the card typical spells. Yeah, exactly. And nowadays, fusion monsters, you know, okay, you know, this is the thing. I love fusion monsters. I think fusion monsters are one of my favorite types, to be honest. I love playing fusions. And, but you know what's the thing? What Konami is doing with fusion monsters nowadays? Konami is basically, making fusion monsters, not so fusion-like. You remember back then, Tenpai was a deck that made going second really good. Then Konami hit the deck. You know, I actually arrived second at a local tournament with a Light Sword. That was during the Pendulum era. I used the Light Sword deck and I arrived second. And again, you know what? I was not only running Light Sword, I was also running Dragon Rules. So you know what happened? You should know what happened after Dragon Rules, after that era. Dragon Rules were completely demolished. Completely shadow banned completely banned. All of them. Even Eclipse Wyvern, I think, got hit. I was using also a Wyvern Eclipse, which was essential to me. Like, Dragon Rules was banned, and Wyvern Eclipse was banned, leaving my Lightstone deck naked. Literally. So, that's the problem. And then, yes, you spend so much money. This is another thing I should probably discuss earlier. Every fucking time, you make a deck, you spend a lot of money on your deck, Konami will hit it with a ban list. You spend I don't know, $100 for a stupid card, and guess what happens? Konami will ban that card later. There's a high chance the card will get banned, and then you need to readjust your deck, you need to remake your deck, and not only Konami makes a new meta decks, new cards, but also they will ban the current cards that you're using. This is what's really stupid. This is why I fucking hate about modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, if they were cheaper, maybe I will probably let it go. But they're not cheap. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not a cheap hobby. You need to be like fucking rich as fuck to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like for the VIP. That's what I mean. Yu-Gi-Oh! is for VIP people. If you're going first, you have the leverage of blocking any response from opponents and traps. And just make your board anyway. And at that point, you'll be unstoppable, depending on the deck you're playing. Now your opponent has to try and break it down, and they most likely can't. If all they drew were responses to your turn 1, and it failed, that's basically can do anything. Yeah. You know what would be nice? If they were adjusted the special summon. If they just adjust the special summon system, like for example, you're only allowed to special summon twice. Hell, even 3 times. I will be even fine with a special summoning only 3 times, okay? Let's just do a max 3 times special summon. Would that... How much the game will change if you're only allowed to special summon 3 times, you know? Of any kind. Fusion, Xyz, anything. I spent over 1k for my Blue Eyes deck. Oof. Oh. That is insane. That is insane. And you know, it's not even something that will last. That's the problem, man. It's not something it will last. Like, you spend so much money, and then what happens? The deck is not gonna be good anymore in 3 months. Or some cards will be banned. That's the problem. Konami's taking away. It's taking away what you have. It's kind of like it's kind of like the move that Sony did with the digital games that they basically taking away the opportunity to buy physical disc. Like, Konami's also kind of doing sort of the same practice. They're basically like taking away your right to play that card, you know? Because they're gonna ban it, or they're gonna make it weak, they're gonna make it useless. That's the problem, you know? That's good, special summon limit rule. That's actually so hype. I don't understand, like, why nobody ever thought about it? I'm sure a lot of people did think about, like, limiting special summon to 3 times. To any kind. You can special summon any type of monsters, fusion, Xyz, a pendulum, your mom, like everything. Just special summon everything you want, but 3 times. 3 times. 3 times per turn. Okay? And that is pretty fair. That is so fair, man. Come on. Why didn't just do that? Why is it so hard making something like that? I don't get it. Like, come on, man. It's just so much better that way. I just wanted to max out the rarities of Blue Eyes because it's my favorite deck. I mean, if you're a collectionist, that's fine. But like, if you play the game, if you play the game, like if you plan to use those cards to play the game, then you don't get any advantage from that, because that you will only get it temporarily, because eventually that advantage will be taken away from you. Konami will take it away from you. Konami might be trying to adapt it to their own creation. That's a scary tough. They're like literally they're required to make the summon. Okay, they were exception like XYZ Dragon Cannon, but they not only were specific cards, but all the materials need to be on the field and to be banished. Yeah, those some some fusion monsters definitely were definitely hard to summon, like the XYZ Dragon Cannon. That all the materials need to be on the field. That was sick. Sonic getting rid of physical meat is gonna cause a second game crash sooner. Nah, it won't. And because in the end, people will be okay with that. People will be happy. They'll be happy. And everyone says, "Oh my god, it's gonna cause a revolution. Oh my god, everyone is gonna go crazy about. Nobody's gonna support Sony anymore." That is bullshit. They will still support Sony. They still will. They will, because they cannot live without their PS5 or the next PlayStation. They will never do that. They will never have the guts to buy a gaming PC. So that's the problem. I abandoned consoles years ago. I stopped playing on consoles. Literally. I used to be such a console freak back in the day, but now I don't care anymore. I don't fucking care anymore about consoles, man. Like, fuck it. If you were to limit special summons to 3, then deck like Flow Wanderers will be meta. What kind of deck is that? Flow Wanderers. Did I type it right? Because nothing comes up. Flow Wanderers. And nothing's coming up. I think well, for sure there will be new metas. No doubt. No doubt that there's gonna be new metas will appear. But like, honestly, having infinite special summon, I'm sure anything can be better than having infinite special summon, to be honest. Like anything. Come on, man. I knew the day will come over since Nintendo stopped making game manual for the Switch games. Yeah. Eventually, it will come. Eventually, everyone is gonna do the same. The physical media will definitely like die. It's just a matter of time. I mean, like, a lot of people just need to accept it. Look, I'm not happy with it, but to be honest, but here's the thing: if the same people that complain about this, about all this physical media stuff, they are the first people that will buy the PlayStation 6 at launch and GTA 6 per order in digital at the price of more than €100. Those are the same people that do that. That's the thing, you know. So I don't really have any respect for them, because they keep talking. They talk so much. They talk so fucking much about boycotting this, boycotting that, but then they will be the first. They will be the first to leak Sony's booty. As soon as the PS6 comes out, they will be the first to buy it at full price. So, no, what's the point complaining? You know, I have no respect for these people. Because, like, we've seen this happening before. This kind of boycotts never happens because people are just too stupid. They really have very low IQ. That's the problem. I became a PC master race a few years ago, so I don't have too much of an opinion on it. Me too. I actually, like, I've also upgraded my PC not long ago. So, you know, like, I'm stuck with my PC and I'm happy with it. Because, like, Here's the problem. You know why? Because I do a lot of things with my computer. To be honest, I'm always on my computer doing stuff and everything. So it's more convenient. It's easier for me. And if I want to play retro games, I just use emulators, which they also run better. Also, I believe the modern games, they are not suitable to run on consoles anymore, because they keep making the games so much more powerful. Despite I don't see it to be that necessary to be this powerful. You know, it's not necessary to make the games like this powerful anymore. Come on, the graphics are good already. What is the point of that? Tell me. Why you need to keep upgrading the graphics when it's not necessary? Like, it will arrive to a point where consoles will cost more than $1,000, and it's not convenient anymore buying consoles because of this. It will be more convenient buying a gaming PC. That's the problem. Consoles eventually will also die because games are getting more powerful and powerful, and console will just look at the Steam machine. Look at the Steam machine. The Steam machine is just an example. Have you seen how much it costs, the Steam machine? Because like, that's the thing. Like, games nowadays require more power. And so console will become more expensive in the future. The Steam machine is just a beginning, you know. And don't say because of the RAM shortage, because of this. No, don't justify the RAM shortage, please. It's because like they need to make a console powerful enough to run games. That's the problem. You know. They need to have more powerful components, the future consoles, and of course they will cost more money. Literally, the simplest games with the lowest graphic are out there, and everybody eats it up. Like Mecha Chameleon, for example, when eats. I've seen it a lot around. I've seen it around a lot, but I haven't played the game yet. I am curious to look into it. I don't even know what is it about. I'll be honest, I don't know what the game is about. Graphical updates between consoles are getting less and less noticeable. Yeah, I know, because there's only so much you can do, really. To be honest. Because console, you can't really run... on console, you're too limited. That's the problem. People like being limited, and they also like overspending. Because, okay, let's be honest, buying consoles, it's overspending, you know? It's literally overspending a lot of money. You're basically, like, paying for a console that is basically, it's not giving you much. To be honest. Just stick with a gaming PC, man. Trust me. It's the easiest thing to do. Yeah, sure, you might spend quite a bit for a gaming PC, but at least it will last you more, and you can play any game you want on it. Item 6, where you draw your character into objects and areas to blend in, basically. That's actually pretty cool. That's just like a game that I definitely would like to play eventually. I wasn't getting a PS5 anyway. No, thank you, Sony. Have a good day. Yeah. Yeah, honestly. It's not worth it. Alright, back into the Yu-Gi-Oh topic. Let's close this off topic. So, there are more one-card combos than ever before, and there are more end straps. No, wait, this is not that's the wrong topic. Oh, yeah, okay, so Synchro Summoning was the start of the... well, no, I highly disagree. I highly disagree on this one. Synchro Summoning was the start of the downfall? This is probably the most controversial opinion I have on Yu-Gi-Oh! Regarding this. Saying that the synchro summoning was the beginning of the downfall, I hardly disagree. That is not true. That is so not true, dude. If you're mad about synchro monsters, I'm sorry. It's a skill issue. It's a fucking skill issue, dude. It's a fucking skill issue. I'm sorry. You can't, this is not the first time I see this. The synchro summoning, people saying the synchro summons, also if you're playing games on PC, you can mod it. Yeah, exactly. You can also mod more games. So yeah, there's that too. Yeah, Pendulum was definitely the start of the downfall, in my opinion. A lot of people are divided, saying no, Xyz was the start. Xyz were just like another type, just like the synchro monsters, really. Just like the synchro monster, Xyz were just like another type, dude. It's so fucking easy playing with Xyz monsters. Come on. I actually think Xyz monsters are way easier than synchro. You know. The fuck you need to do with Xyz monster? You stuck up two fucking piece of crap cards, and boom, like of the same level. There we go. You fucking got Xyz monsters. But no, oh no, it's too hard. The fuck you talking about? Xyz are not hard to play. Synchros are not hard to play. Kind of skill issues. I will say this is skill issue. Synchros are peak. They are. Fun fact, only like 3 Pendulum decks stopped doing Pendulum format. And one of them was just the Floodgate deck. Well, in the end, Pendulum was also... Okay, Pendulum was not exactly super... They were not super broken, but they surely changed the format of Yu-Gi-Oh! By a lot. That one, they changed the game quite a bit. A lot of changes came during the format of the Pendulum, you know? That's the issue. A lot of issues came. It's when issues started to come up. The fucking card with the long-ass paragraph of text, the Pendulum card, is literally what created a meme of, I hate reading all that. Yeah. Because, like, the Pendulums have 2 effects, you know? Like, one for their monster version and one for their spell version. Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic, I remember the name of the card. Yeah, I remember that card was actually pretty insanely looking. I really love the design of Endymion, to be honest. But yeah, no, I disagree that the synchro monsters are like bad or anything. I literally completely disagree. I don't believe synchro monsters are bad as people say. I just think it's a skill issue, man. It's just a fucking skill issue. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, synchro being bad, I don't know what to tell you. You just probably, I mean, I suck at math, but I believe those people are even worse than me on math. I think a study of first Pendulum format, Duelist Alliance, is important. The best deck was Shadows. I remember the Shadows deck. A deck that fused the using your opponent's monsters. I remember the Shadows. Yes, I remember that very well. The Shadows was definitely kind of an obnoxious deck. Also, hi, Zarkin. Well, thank you for giving me the coffee. How you doing, Zarkin? Having a breezing day, a breezing evening? How's it going, Zark? So, one of their bosses was a fusion that can be destroyed and limited special summoning to 1 per turn. I've never played a Shadow though. I think I should probably try it. I should probably give it a go. It turned the enabler from a spell into a monster called Tuner. And it has the restrictions that the materials must be on the field and must have equal combined level to the synchro monsters. It buries some cards like Red Eyes, Darkness, Metal Dragon. The synchro was not that bad. I actually think Stardust Dragon is perfectly balanced card. How a card should be when it comes. Wait, first you say the synchro was the downfall, and then you say the synchro was not that bad. Dude, I think that bipolar syndrome test came wrong. Cause Oli Pizzeroni. I turned 21 today. Oh, happy birthday, Zark! Happy birthday to you, Zark! Have a breezing birthday. Really hope you had a breezing birthday, Zark. How was it? How was it, man? Did you like your cake? If you had a cake, did you have any nice gift? This was the community says after every summon, I hate Synchro, I'm going back to fusions, then I hate Xyz. I want to play Synchro, then Pendulum sucks, Xyz was very bad, the cycle continues. Yeah! This is like, I remember, guys, remember. This was posted 1 year ago. 1 year ago this was posted. Literally. 1 fucking year ago. Like, come on, man. You know, when the Synchro came out, I remember when Synchron came out, I didn't really have an issue with them. I actually found them pretty cool. Like, Synchro decks were starting to become common, of course, and they were fun. Hey, it's my birthday too. It's morning my time zone. I haven't had a party yet. Really? Oh my god, we have 2 birthdays today? No way. Happy birthday, Melancon. Happy birthday to you too. Whoa, we'll be celebrating 2 birthdays today. That's crazy. Oh my god. Link Summon is the worst. I just want to play Odd Eyes Pendulum. Yeah, it's crazy to be honest. It's fucking Link were also not something I'm really fond of. I just went bowling with my family. Was chill. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing good. That seems like a very nice birthday, though. I mean, yeah, it's a classic birthday going on a bowling. Yeah, it's fun. It's always fun going bowling on birthdays, to be honest. Like, it's simple and very fun. You can never go wrong with that. Apparently, a lot of people left Yu-Gi-Oh! Right before the Synchro format because of a card called Dark Armored Dragon, which was like under $50 a copy. I had that card. I had the Dark Armored Dragon, you know? The Dark Armored Dragon is a joke, dude! What the fuck? That card is a joke! Even back in the day, it was so easy to counter! What the fuck, man? Dude, there's no way people were scared of Dark Armed Dragon. It was, come on, it's also easy to mess up the Dark Armed Dragon. Because here's how the Dark Armed Dragon works. You can special summon the Dark Armed Dragon only if you have 3 exact dark monsters in your graveyard. No more, no less. You need to have 3 dark monsters. If you have more or if you're less, you cannot summon Dark Armed Dragon. So it's also easy to mess up. And then the effect is like you remove 1 dark monster from your graveyard and then you destroy 1 card on the field. Each time you want, by the way. It doesn't have the once per turn effect. Definitely the effect is strong. Definitely the effect is strong, okay? But you can just like... I don't know, get some fucking, anything can fucking destroy. Get some, some lightning vortex, whatever you have, just send it away. It's hard to destroy anyway. The hell, man. I'll be honest, when I come back to Yu-Gi-Oh! I could never wrap my head around Link Summon. I needed to play it when it came out on Duel Links to finally understand what the hell it was. It's actually even easy. It's literally easy to summon. It's easy to do Link summoning, but the problem is... So here's the thing. Dark Armored Poop. You need to remember that format at priority. Yeah. So it will be a quick effect for the first activation. That is true. Like, the effect of Dark Armed Dragon was very easy to activate, but... TBH, like, it's, and yeah, it could easily been destroyed, literally, even back in the day. Now the card really isn't that worth, like, it's kind of useless, that card, like, nobody uses that card anymore. But yeah, I remember back in the day, Dark Armor Dragon was a big deal, and it was very expensive. See, like, this is what I mean. Like, cards that are considered broken, they will end up being useless and not of value anymore. And that's what's annoying about Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest. Because they keep changing the game over and over and over and over. You could probably struggle against it with really casual decks. Yeah. If you use a casual decks, definitely you would you definitely will not be able to counter it easily. But if you add some somewhat meta deck, you could counter Dark Armor Dragon very easily. It's not really hard. Xyz hair was the real start of the massive power creep, in my opinion. On this one, I kinda agree. In the Xyz era, things started to get a little bit more complicated. I definitely agree with that. But Xyz monsters themselves were not bad, in my opinion. At first, they might look a bit intimidating, but once you find out that they're easy to summon I mean, they're not that easy, but like, let's just say, they're okay. But, it was a bit of a challenge, the Xyz, but I understand if people think the Xyz era was a bit, start to, make Yu-Gi-Oh bad. That I completely understand, but please do not say the Synchro era started to ruin Yu-Gi-Oh! Please don't say, because that's bullshit. That is bullshit. This era was when every monster must special summon another monster when normal summoned, and due to this, Xyz summoning was piece easy to do. Xyz summoning itself removed the enabler completely, and made the requirements significantly easier compared to Synchro summoning. That is true. Xyz era is when special summoning started to be a little bit more easy. I agree with that. I actually agree. I know, because I lived that period. So that was also the Pendulum period. The Xyz was still going very strong during the Pendulum period. So it's during the Pendulum period that I arrived second with my Lightsworn Dragon Rule deck. Can someone tell Konami to bring back a coin flip card? Battle Dragon Supremacy. Unplayable Tabs Summon will come from two places. Either I hate it because I don't understand this shit, or this monster from this monster type keeps beating me, and I hate the summoning type now. Technically, they could say the same things about me, about you too, you know? Like, the current Yu-Gi-Oh players could say the same shit. That's the funny part. They could say the same thing about us. They could call us, they could basically just tell us skill issues. But I don't know, man, because new players they do struggle getting into a game. This is the problem. This is the problem here. And new players are struggling to get into the game. Okay, new players are struggling to get into the game, and that is an issue there. That is a serious issue. You know, power creep ruins the game. Exactly, it does ruin the game a lot. So when new players struggle to get into a game, that's when it becomes a problem. You know, this is not a cry out for nostalgia, just because I'm nostalgic for the classic Yu-Gi-Oh. No, it's because the game is actually getting ruined. It's not out of nostalgia. Don't get confused, my rambling. So here's the thing. Do not get confused this stream, my talk, just because I am being nostalgic about it. It's because, like, the game is actually being ruined. The game is struggling. The game is seriously struggling, man. It's not just me. It's mostly new players that cannot get into the game. You've seen it. You've seen it for yourself. I'm not being nostalgic. That is exactly where Konami lost the plot. It was easy to get into back in the day, and now there's too much going on. Yeah, exactly. So that is the problem. It's not just old school players, but also new players. So if new players could get into the game, fair enough. But, you know, then some people might like, oh, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it has so many complicated mechanics, because it's too complicated, because I want to make my life hard. But not everyone wants to make their life hard, you know? I've seen people praising Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it has complicated mechanics. Like, literally, man. This is stupid. Because, like, okay, congrats. You have no life. Good for you, then. You have no life. You don't have a family to look after. You don't have a job. Good for you, I guess. But that's not the case for most of us. So yeah, basically, Exceeds made the special summon easy. I agree. That I completely agree. But it was not the complete ruin of Yu-Gi-Oh! In my opinion. Sure, it made things complicated, but it was still accessible Yu-Gi-Oh! Even with the X's. Pendulum, that's the part where we wanted to get to. The pendulum. Pendulum summoning was worse. Why bring a spell card when your monsters can become a spell and a monster at the same time? Because they didn't know what the fuck they didn't know what to think anymore. But I don't know. The Konami was fucking struggling back in the day, I think. Oh my god, we need to make a new card. We need to make a new card. We need to. I don't know. I can't. We already. Oh, we have a black card. We have a purple card that's a fusion. We have a white card. What else can we do? Like, they have no fucking idea what was going on. I think like Pendulum was created only because Konami could not think of any idea. They just had no idea. You know, they just run out of fucking ideas. That's the thing with Konami. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I just hate how expensive it is. That's, yeah. Me too. We all, listen, man, we all love Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. And it's actually why I'm discussing this today. Because I know there are other people like me that loves Yu-Gi-Oh! And they want to continue to play the game. Look, I would love to play the game again, but it's impossible. It's impossible playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because if I had to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I need to only focus on Yu-Gi-Oh! Focusing my budget only on Yu-Gi-Oh! And I can't do that. Literally. Like, it's impossible. Yu-Gi-Oh! Went from an anime card game that people begged Takashi to create in real life to a game where kids, with Takahashi to create in real life, to a game where kids of the same age of this generation will much rather play Fortnite than wrap their head around TCG and their mental gymnastic game. I mean, and Fortnite I might as well just play Fortnite, I guess. Just do a match in Fortnite and call it a day, and then you learn to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's not accessible. It's kind of the same concept with retro games. You know, retro games are notorious to be hard. They're known to be very difficult. So, and everything, they're known to have, yes, bad graphics. I know they're known to have bad graphics, but mostly they're known to be difficult. This is why a lot of young generations nowadays, they don't really like retro games because they are too difficult. They used to be too difficult. Unlike modern games nowadays, they baby you a lot, you know? And the same comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Not only, it doesn't baby you at all. It makes your life hell. Yeah, and if you want to play your favorite deck, that'll be $80 for a really important card you need for the deck. Yeah. So yeah, why making them a spell and a monster at the same time? Now, interestingly, Pendulum Summoning actually has an enabler, two types of enablers. In fact, two monsters, and that you can only pendulum summon monsters between the two pendulum scales. Instead of removing the enabler, pendulum summon removes the material. Every monster basically can be pendulum summoned since pendulum monsters are main deck monsters. Not only that, they go to the extra deck meaning they can be summoned endlessly. That's what I mean by pendulum summon removing the material. Yes, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a lawyer game. Yeah, we basically a lot of rules that we don't know. But we keep finding new rules, basically. Like the love. The love is endless. The love, you keep finding a new type of loves, new morph loves in the loves. You keep finding shit, basically. You open a Pandora box. So yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pretty much a Pandora box. So yeah, when the pendulums are destroyed, they go to the extra deck. I think even pendulum monsters, like even normal monsters, were summoned via pendulum. Do they go to the extra deck? I forgot about that. No, I think only pendulum monsters go to the extra deck. Yeah. So pendulum monsters go to the extra deck, like face up, which it's a weird mechanic, by the way, that one, to basically mix the monsters. Because in the end, pendulum monsters, in the end, they are main deck monsters. They are normal monsters in the end. So why they go to the extra deck? I get they go face up, but it's still a weird concept. And they could just like made a side thing, like their own graveyard, I guess. But I guess it's whatever, man. Who cares? So, okay, at first you might think summoning monsters as much as you want, you might think it's a broken mechanic. The pendulum give a broken mechanic. You can basically summon monsters infinitely. That is true. It's a big mechanic, this thing. You can summon as many monsters as you want. However, from my experience, playing with pendulum decks and playing against pendulum decks, this is something that only functions for certain pendulum decks. There's only selective pendulum decks that are broken, to be honest. I remember one of them being the DDD. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned this. DDD used to be a pretty insane pendulum deck, if I recall correctly. Yes, the DDD is one of the most I don't know if it still is now, but I do still see DDD monsters being created. Same brain cell, yeah. I mean, yeah, because like DDD, I'm sure a lot of people remember the DDD being broken. So pendulum decks are definitely broken, but only with the correct decks. Now, for example, let me give you an example. And there's this pendulum deck called Majestic Fire, I think. I forgot what was his actual name. Let me just put Majestic. See if I can find anything. No, I don't remember, to be honest. But there's some. There was a kind of pendulum deck that kind of sucked. But I forgot the name. But yeah, basically, pendulum decks can be good, but only specific types. Or in this case, even a pendulum dragon deck can Majesty Pegasus. That one, yes. The Majestic Pegasus, that one I remember being a terrible pendulum deck. It's still decent today? Yeah, because they still keep making cards with DDD, so of course it's still decent, otherwise they won't make cards. They won't keep coming out cards of DDD. Majesty Pegasus isn't it one of the weakest pendulum deck monsters. Isn't it one of the weakest pendulum decks? So, like, not every pendulum deck is good. Like, specific pendulum decks are good, and when they are good, they are really good. They're really insanely good. So, definitely, the pendulum had some complicated mechanics that I only managed to learn after a few years. College skill issues, whatever, but pendulum to me, I've always been a bit of an alien type of monsters. It's really generic, it really doesn't add up. I know it doesn't hold up. That's too bad, because I actually like the design of the Majestic Pegasus. I everyone! Welcome to the Kitsune's Breeze! How you doing? You use like the Game of War, kinda. And Henea Seft is a fun pendulum deck. Henea Seft? I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. I don't know. I don't think I ever heard of that one. But yeah, I mean, in the end, the pendulum definitely had some more complicated mechanics, which made a lot of players discouraged. And definitely, the thing is, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. The problem is, Konami did not hold back by adding new formats. Magic Spectre, that one, yes, that's the one I was talking about. Magic Spectre. That's definitely a pendulum deck that I wasn't very keen of it, because I tried to use it and I didn't really find it that good. But yeah, basically, so the pendulum. So here's the thing. So Konami was not holding back. First, they made a synchro, and that's fine. But people still needed to recover and try to learn the synchro. And like a few years later, they had the XCs. And like people just, and when they had the XCs, people started to get used to synchro. They just began to get used to synchro. You know, that's the problem. So Konami doesn't give time to players. They rush player to learn the cards too fast. Magic Spectre was broken. Really? I remember not being that good. Maybe I was using it wrong, probably. But yeah, and then okay, people were still getting used to synchro, so they were having a hard time with XCs. And then Pendulum, it's where people went insane. People went insane on Pendulum because, again, people were still getting used to XCs, which they were basically like, I don't know. Some people really, I understand. Some people had some trauma with XCs, so it's understandable. And then they had Link monsters. The Link monsters, I think, Magic Spectre was toxic, not broken. I forgot, to be honest, because I think I used it a few times, but I kind of forgot about that deck. So, Link monsters, it's where things start to get, yeah, see, Link Summon was the worst. Exactly. Link Summon, I agree, it was the worst. Link Summon practically removed both enabler, the material, that's why the average Master Duel first turns look like Solitaire. I know! So, in my opinion, the only way to start fixing Yu-Gi-Oh! Is to either develop enabler cards with Link Summoning, or just give Link Summoning of each Link level a hard once per turn. So this guy also had the same idea, kind of had the same idea as me. Basically, limit the special summon, but this person wants to make the Link summon once per turn, which would be good. Meaning you can only Link summon a Link -1 monsters once, and a Link -2 monsters once, and a Link -3 monsters once, etc. Okay, I agree with that. That would be nice. Pendulum was a mistake. I know. I think I honestly not very keen of Pendulum to that much. Now I kind of got used to it, but to be honest, those things are pretty strong, you know. So, the problem with Link monsters are mostly used to summon other monsters, other stronger monsters. They're kind of a connection to summon stronger monsters, to support your monsters. They mostly function as a support, but there are also a lot of Link monsters that are pretty strong, that can really do some good damaging in battle. That's the problem with Link monsters. You can basically use them to support, to summon stronger monsters. You can use them for anything. They can be easily summoned by just removing like a Link -1. You need to basically send to the graveyard a monsters on the field. Link -2. Send 2 monsters from the field to the graveyard. Doesn't matter what level. Does not matter what type of monsters. It doesn't matter. Any type of monsters is fine. It doesn't fucking matter. That's why Link monsters are considered to be the worst, because out of the Synchro, Xyz, and Pendulum, those were Link monsters are the easiest to summon. Okay, Pendulum, I don't count. They're a kind of different type of summon, but okay. But Link monsters, out of the Xyz Synchro and Xyz Synchro, I'm not counting Pendulum, they are the easiest to summon. Because, like, Pendulums are just normal monsters in the end, they're not extra deck monsters. So, out of the extra deck monsters, the Link summon are the worst. Because they can be easily summoned. Too easily. Have you heard of Genesis format? Yes, I have heard of Genesis format. I actually wanted to look into it. If I correct, the Genesis format is something kind of like a format that like makes the game kind of old schoolish. I think I kind of heard of it yet though. Like, here's what it is. Let's have a look. What is the Genesis format? The Genesis rules is simple. 1, no Link monsters or Pendulum are allowed. Woo! All other cards are allowed. The original field layout is used and with no extra monster zones or Pendulum zones. Promising. It's promising. It's very, very promising, guys. Literally. Like, this is like so promising. Oh my gosh. Like, hold on. It is super promising, this Genesis formula. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it is definitely so promising. 2, the standard forbidden and limited cards list is not used. What do you mean the standard forbidden limited card list is not used? So what does he have its own forbidden limited cards? All those cards can be used except Link monsters and Pendulum monsters. Usual limit of copies to copy max is limit of 3 copies. Max of any card still applies. So where's the forbidden list? Where's the ban list? I hope it has its own ban list. Otherwise, don't tell me you can run 3 powder greens. You can literally make plays for your deck by using a single Link monsters that isn't even directly tied to the archetype of your deck. And so Link monsters only need 1 card for those combos. Yeah, like I said, Link monsters are very good to support any kind of deck. 3, deck construction uses a... Oh yes, I remember reading about this. The point system. Yes, I remember the point system. I fucking remember about this one. The point system. I remember. Some cards are assigned a... So this is why there's no forbidden or limit cards, right? Because this is a point system. Does that mean you can play a Pot of Greed? Some cards are assigned to point value. Most cards cost 0 points. The total point of cards in your main decks, extra deck and side decks combined, cannot exceed the point cap of death for an event. The standard point cap is 100, but events can run with any point cap or even at 0 point cap. Official tournament stores can set their own caps for their tournaments. Genesis is cooking. Yeah, it seems like it. With this, so Abyss Dweller. What the fuck? Abyss Dweller is on 100 points. What did I do to Abyss? Literally, why so many people are against Abyss Dwellers? What the fuck? Abyss Dweller literally has 100 points. So what's the cap? What's the What's the max points that I can reach, though? The standard point cap for a card, it seems to be 100, but what about a deck? How much a deck can reach? Literally. That's what I want to know. Like, is it gonna be discussed during the tournament? The cap of the deck? There must be some insane combo going on with Abyss Dweller. Yeah, because Abyss Dweller, like I say, the Abyss Dweller, so despite being a good support for water monsters, it also denies the effect from the graveyard, and that's very good nowadays. I just have to learn the deck. Okay, here it's taking me to a whole new. We can use we can use the neuron hop for this, which is good. So this is an official format, as you can see. Like, it tells you here how to create your Genesis deck. So you can use this hop, which is completely free, by the way. You also get your own Konami ID. Like, you basically become an official player, basically. I remember I even have the physical card somewhere. Somewhere I had the physical card of I have the physical card as an official player. I do have it somewhere. It must be somewhere. I don't remember. Maybe it's in my wallet. But now I guess now it's digital. So as you can see, here tells you all the rules how to make a Genesis deck, which is it's actually pretty fun. It's gonna be fun to try that out eventually, you know. A Genesis is based. I definitely need to play Genesis eventually. Like, and it's definitely something I want to play because I mean I need to see it for myself, you know. It's definitely something I wanna look into it. Because it definitely looks cool. I'd love to try this out with Red Eyes. Yeah. It seems like, I mean, you can definitely play. Max is on 100 points. Wait. Let me, hold on. What do you mean? Hold on a second. I'm missing something here. So, okay, the max, you mean max is 100 point for the deck? But here it says Abyss Dweller is also 100 point. Does that mean you can all use Abyss Dweller then? I don't know, wait, that cannot be. 100 points for a card, okay, but what about for the deck? What is the cap for the deck? Like, you need to reach a certain cap, right? That means I don't get Dark Dragoon. That card is probably a 100-point card. No, I think I'm missing something right now, because it doesn't say Abyss Dweller kills some strategies like Light Thorn. Exactly. It will be a problem for me. Because I do play Light Thorn a lot. So does that mean Abyss Dweller technically is banned? If the cap is 100, does that mean it's banned then? That must be it. 100 that means it's banned. Or I don't know. Technically, if the cap of a deck is 100, but a lot of cards also seems to be high. There's also this, you know, all the cards seems to be quite high. See, 66. Like, this seems to have high numbers. But apparently, like, tournaments can make their own cap as well. Let me check Pot of Greed. It's pretty late in my house. I'm going to call it. Take care and stay awesome. You too, stay awesome. Yeah, I'm also going to stop soon. Because today I'm not feeling very well. So I'm going to finish 1 hour early. Now, I want to have a look at the cards. Like, I want to look at Pot of Greed. Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis Pot of Greed. Where is it? Uh, if I can find it around here. Wait. Ah, there it is. Butter Green is 30. Butter Green is 30 points. No, wait, yeah, but see, Butter Green is 30 points. So technically, you can use Butter Green. Holy shit. Butter Green is actually playable. Wow, 30 points. It's crazy, though. Butter Green is 30 points, but like, Abyss Dweller is 100? My god, Abyss Dweller is like overly hated recently. What is this? What is the issues with Abyss Dwellers? Oh, hi Hartman, hi, how you doing? What's breezing, Hartman? I love your model. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Are you having a breezing weekend? A breezing evening? A breezing morning? How are you doing? Unfortunately, like I said, I had to stop like a bit early because I'm not feeling good today. You can use Abyss Dweller, you just can use any other pointed cards because limit is 100. Oh. Like. But every card has a point though, I think. Like 1, for example. See? I definitely need to look into the rules on my own. I'm not gonna lie, because there's definitely quite a lot that I need to that I definitely don't know about Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis. So honestly, yes, I do believe I definitely hope that Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis is gonna like maybe be normalized a bit more, because it looks pretty good. It's pretty weird, but I'm doing fine. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, see, it's like you can also you can definitely play it on physical, but I wonder if you can play this on digital. Nice to meet you too, Harman. It's breezing to meet you. I'm Saki Shinsada, Samurai Kitsune VTuber. I play retro games and Dynasty Warriors. Those are my main formats. I also do a lot of variety gaming and stuff. And today we're just discussing about Yu-Gi-Oh! And how Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be back in the day, pretty much. And that's what the whole stream was about. So we were just discussing about how Yu-Gi-Oh! Was back in the day, how good it was, and how bad it became nowadays. So that's what it is. That's what we're talking about at the moment. And I'm gonna follow you on Twitch. One second. Oh, thank you, Zeker. I appreciate it. What is this? Games and app. Thank you. Welcome to the Kitsune's Breeze, Zika. Oh wait, this game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush to download the Battle Royale. This is a Wii exclusive, I think. Man, I don't know if I should just. I mean, I don't know if I should like get my Wii to play this game, because my Wii's collecting a lot of dust recently. I could just get my Wii and buy this game. It's like $40, quite a lot. I don't know. I would love to try this game eventually. It's only for Wii. It's the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Game about Rush Duel. Which is, I know Rush Duel is also another type of format, by the way, that I still have no fucking idea what it is about, Rush Duels. By the way, I know it's only in Japanese. I'm aware Rush Duel is a game that's been released only in Japan from what I've seen. But I know nothing about it. I'll be completely honest with you. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I barely know. I know it's the Switch, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't be asked to get this game on Switch. Like, why can't it just like be released on Steam? Why need to be on Switch? I literally can be asked. Like, especially spending $40 for one single game, like for one Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, which I don't even know if it's gonna be that good or not. I think I just stick to the old games, to be honest. Oh, Cross Duel. I remember this game. I still have the app. I refuse to I refuse to delete the app from my phone. Cross Duel. It's so weird. It was so fucking weird. It was a fucking weird Yu-Gi-Oh game across Duel, that's for sure. Like, I don't know, I never played it because, like, it's kind of Yu-Gi-Oh game, but that is not at the same time. It was strange. It's definitely very different than other Yu-Gi-Oh games, that's for sure. CMC is my goated. And like I said, the Duelist so far is like the best thing they've done. Like, literally one of the best. No, not like I said, the Duelist. Sorry. I mean, early days collection. I mean, like I said, the Duelist was okay. I played Legacy of the Duelist quite a bit. It's alright. It's alright-ish. But the early days collection, in my opinion, this was peak, because this included a lot of old school retro Yu-Gi-Oh games, to be honest. It's really worth it. And it also had the online to some of them, so I do hope for a second part of the Yu-Gi-Oh GX games. But honestly, guys, like I said, today I'll be honest, I'm not feeling like the good. Like, I have the bad stomach ache, so I think I'm gonna end this stream right now. Sorry if it's on 1 hour. If I ended 1 hour earlier, I do apologize. But I do hope you have a good time during my stream. I really appreciate all the new follows, all the new faces that came around during today's streams. It was brazenly amazing. So remember, I don't do just Yu-Gi-Oh! I also play retro games and variety, and also Dynasty Warrior series. Thank you so much for today's stream, and I will check you guys. I'll see you guys during the next stream, which is gonna be Tuesday. It should be Tuesday. So if you want, you can join my Discord, so you guys can keep updated to everything, etc. All the news and everything that I post on Discord. Thank you so much, my breezes, and I'll see you guys to the next streams. Take care and stay breezy. Elemental Hero is a breezer too. Yeah, it's a classic. Nothing can beat Elemental Hero. Nothing can beat Elemental Hero. Get your game on! Yeah, if retro is your thing, Ardman, then you're in the right place. You're definitely in the right place. Definitely, because your favorite Samurai Kitsune covers a lot of retro games. And we're definitely gonna play some good retro games in the next... and definitely in the next stream. So, hi Gamma! I'm sorry, but I'm in this stream right now. I'm so sorry, literally. I'm literally so sorry, but I hope you're having a breezing day regardless, Gamma. Literally. I'm so sorry that I have to end the stream right now, because I haven't been feeling good at all. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I will continue. Otherwise, I will continue. But you know how it is when you have a terrible stomach ache. Yeah, because I have a bad stomach ache, unfortunately. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, I don't know. I was not expecting to have this bad stomach ache. I didn't get the notification for your live for some reason. What the fuck? Oh my fucking god. Now I'm pissed. Not at you, of course, not at you. I'm not pissed at you, of course. I'm pissed at the responsible of those who didn't give you the notification, you know? Now I'm kind of mad. Like, Twitch does not give notification for my fucking stream, and that is so stupid. What the fuck, man? Come on. It's hard because, like, it should give notifications, man. You maybe, I don't know, maybe if you go look at my profile, you can probably check to see if you got the notifications on from my channel, maybe. But that fucking sucks, to be honest. My god, I really hope, what should I do? What should I do with you, Twitch? What should I do with you, honestly? But to be honest, it's best if you, this is why it's best if you guys join my Discord, because in my Discord, you will also get notification when I stream. That's also another reason why you want to get to my Discord. You don't need to, I mean, if you are too introverted, you don't need to talk, but like if you can just like stay to my Discord to keep updated with what I do, you know? You don't need to, nobody's forced to talk, of course. But I mean, why can't we have a Yu-Gi-Oh game style like Pokemon? But I don't know how you get cards. I don't know because I never played Pokemon cards games. I'll be completely honest, man. Like, I'll be honest, I never touched the Pokemon card game. Like, honestly. My Pokemon is not my thing, unfortunately. So I don't play the Pokemon card game. By the way, I think there's also a Naruto card game coming out, and I'm definitely looking forward to look into that. Because there was an old Naruto card game back in the day. It used to be pretty good, but it died pretty quickly, unfortunately. It did die quickly, that Naruto card game, sadly. And now they're remaking another Naruto card game, so which is gonna be like the official TCG Naruto card game. Oh, I keep forgetting. You also need to try the Dragon Ball Super card game. I definitely need to try to look into the Dragon Ball Super, because the Dragon Ball Super also has a card game based on Dragon Ball Super Heroes. Don't know if any of you know about it, but yeah, there's also a Dragon Ball card game, which is it looks pretty fun, to be honest. But honestly, so the next week, here's what we're gonna do next week. Next week we're definitely gonna play some Samurai Warriors 3. Also, I gotta pick another game to play. Well, because we already finished Donald Duck Going Quackers last week. Not last week, sorry, last stream, I mean. And I gotta pick something interesting to play. And then, of course, the last stream of the week will still be Saki Retro Den. Gotta need to choose the topic for the next stream, because the topic for this Saki Retro Den was Yu-Gi-Oh! And how Yu-Gi-Oh! was now used to be, etc. back in the day. So, but anyways, I do really appreciate all my breezies. I absolutely remember, you can join my Discord to get notification from my stream or anything, because that you'll definitely get notifications over there. I don't know why Twitch doesn't refuse to give people the notification for my stream. That sucks, to be honest. So I really hope you all having a breezy evening, a breezy night, and a breezy weekend, which is Sunday, I know, but have a happy Sunday, everyone. Stay breezy, and I'm so sorry, literally so sorry that I have to end the stream due to not feeling well. But like if I continue, then I'll have to basically just go AFK all the time, and also I will not be able to give it my all, because because I'm literally not feeling the best right now. Unfortunately, it may not look like it, but trust me, it's so I definitely need to get more rest. The stomach ache was not expected. Again, I apologize again. I literally bow. I bow as much as I can. Bow as an apology. Thank you so much, my breezes, and take care, everyone, and I'll see you on the next week. Stay breezy, and good night. Or good morning, and good evening. Take care.